mostly everybody knows that Jamaine Ortiz and Teofimo Lopez have famously both fought Lomachenko. However, not too many know that they have another opponent in common as Vitor Jones, man. Vitor Jones. You be like, hey, Doc, how'd you know that, Doc? Because guess what? You got to remember these names, man. I'm good with names now. Vitor Jones is the person that Teofimo did the Fortnite dance to.
He's the fifth one.
Damn. I'm sorry.
Remember he was cranking that thing? And he did the big backflip? Yeah. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets. Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Dr. PGNGM. Praise God to get money. Back with Engineers to the Streets to give y'all another YouTube video. Banger, man. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Y'all know what it is. The doctor's in the house. So we are here today to bring y'all none other than my prediction for Teofimo Lopez versus Jamaine Ortiz. Y'all see it right there, man. But before we get to that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell as well so you get notified when I drop another YouTube video banger, as the notification says over there, and like the video for your boy. We've been going crazy lately, man. Hey, hey, that's the least y'all can do. I'm giving y'all these predictions that are crazy accurate. You know, we call the Jaime Munguia versus John Ryder KO down to the round. I got me a nice piece of change. Hopefully you did as well. You know what I'm saying? Called it right down to the 9th round stoppage. We got that right. Same with the Bam Rodriguez and Sonny Edwards. Called that down to the 9th round stoppage. Got that right. We messed up on the Michaela Mayer, but did we really mess up though? Because they really, you know, they robbed that girl. They robbed that young lady, you know what I'm saying? Natasha Jonas is a beast, but she did not win. You know, Michaela Mayer is a beast too, and she rightfully should have won, you know, but we got that wrong, technically, you know what I'm talking about. But other than that, we've been wild of money, man. Anthony Joshua, Otto Wilder, and all that other stuff. Oh, wait, we did get Deontay Wilder wrong too. Joseph Parker whooped that man. You know, I don't know what Deontay Wilder was doing, but everything else we got right, man. So you stick with me, man. I'm going to get you right, you know what I'm saying? So, of course we got the Bivol one right too, but let's go right to it right now. The meat and potatoes and the subject at hand, which is Teofimo Lopez versus Jamaine Ortiz. A showman has returned. And speaking of showmanship, we're going to talk about Teofimo Lopez. Actually, no, we're going to start off with the challenger, save the champ, you know, the best for last, the best come out last, you know what I'm saying, so they say. So let's get right. We're going to start off with Jamaine Ortiz. You know, when I break it down, I like to look at their styles, their fight styles, their tendencies, you know, their last matches, and their commonalities and opponents. And speaking of commonalities of opponents, mostly everybody knows that Jamaine Ortiz and Teofimo Lopez have famously both fought Lomachenko. However, not too many know that they have another opponent in common, at least only one more that to my knowledge, as Vitor Jones, man. Vitor Jones. You be like, hey, Doc, how'd you know that, Doc? Because guess what? You got to remember these names, man. I'm good with names now. Vitor Jones is the person that Teofimo did the Fortnite dance to.
He's the fifth one.
Damn. I'm sorry.
Remember he was cranking that thing? And he did the big backflip? Yeah. Yeah, that was Vitor Jones. He did that too. So we know he famously got him out with a one round knockout, right? KO. Jamaine Ortiz also fought Vitor Jones, and he got him out as almost, not quite as impressive, but almost as impressive. It was a first round again, but it was a TKO stoppage this time. So, you know, Jamaine Ortiz, you know, right there, they're about even. I'll give the edge to Teofimo Lopez because a KO is better than a TKO, even though they're both stoppages, you know, but Buddy couldn't do nothing about it, and then the other one, someone stepped in. So, you know, whether it's his corner, whether he didn't want to continue, or the ref or the doctor, whatever the case may be. So, yeah, so that's what we got with Jamaine Ortiz and Teofimo Lopez. Now, of course, let's move on to their other opponent, their more notable opponent, the one that has more renown, which is Vasily Lomachenko. Of course, Teofimo Lopez fought Lomachenko, and he I'm not gonna say he destroyed him because it was still a decision, but he convincingly won. There was no issue with that win at all. No one debated nothing. Jamaine Ortiz, he lost to Vasily Lomachenko, and while the general consensus is that it could have went either way, I disagree with that. I don't think it could have went either way. It was a great showing, and he earned a lot of respect. You know, him being Jamaine Ortiz, and he looked good, but he looked good in a loss. I don't see how anybody could have had him winning. I remember scoring that. I believe I had it 8 rounds to 4 for Lomachenko. They were close rounds, but just because something's close doesn't mean that they didn't have a clear winner. In my opinion, Lomachenko clearly won the majority of the rounds. And I distinctly remember Ortiz. I remember him winning the first 2 rounds. I was like, okay, he won the first 2 rounds. But of course, famously, or infamously rather, Lomachenko starts off rather slowly, right? Because he likes to study his opponent, pick up their tendencies and stuff like that. And I think that's what he kind of did with Jamaine Ortiz. But even more so than that, I think Jamaine Ortiz got winded or something. You know, he did take some damage to his eye. I believe it was his left eye or maybe his right eye. I'm not sure, but that's going to come into play a little later on. But either way, he started. I remember giving him the first 2 rounds convincingly. Then the 3rd round, I'll say approximately about the 3rd round, he started slowing down, and Lomachenko started picking up the pace. You know, and I think that's what really made him lose that fight. You know, Lomachenko kind of hurt him too a couple times in that fight as well. I think he hurt him like twice, or you know, wobbled him. Not dangerously hurt, but he stung him a bit. And so like I think Jamaine Ortiz, you know, granted, he 5 months prior to that, he fought Jamel Herring. He looked very good, but what's up with Jamel Herring? A lot of people watching that fight said that Jamel Herring looked a little slow, little slow to get off. You know, he wasn't very active that fight. You know, and then he fought Lomachenko. Jamaine Ortiz fought Lomachenko 5 months later, and he seemed to get like a little tired. So it seems like he doesn't really do well against people that are very active. You know, are hyperactive. You know, Vasily Lomachenko will throw you punches from angles, give you angles, and give you some combinations. So I think that was the case with him. Now he did have a fight after that loss. His only loss, by the way. He had a fight after that, which was like, I believe it was like 11 months later. 11 months don't seem like too much of a layoff, but when you're a young fighter, 11 months is quite a bit, because like I told you, Jamel Herring, which was probably his biggest win at the time, he fought Lomachenko. Right after that, he fought Lomachenko 5 months later, and he suffered his first loss. So it was probably, you know, it probably kind of devastate you a little bit, but you know, so he did take a 11-month break. Not really a break. I heard that he injured his back, if I'm not mistaken, and he fought Antonio Moran. Now, Antonio Moran, you know, pretty stationary fighter, come forward fighter, strong, heavy-handed fighter, but not really going to give you too much, not going to give you too many angles, not going to give you too many combinations, you know, I wouldn't say a high volume of punches either, but he's a strong, formidable opponent, and Jamaine Ortiz won convincingly again. He won comfortably in my opinion, but he did get stung and he got hurt in that round, in that fight also early, and he got damaged. So this is why I said the eye thing was going to come up. Because I believe Lomachenko injured his right eye. Antonio Moran injured his left eye. Either way, it was the opposite eye. So both his eyes got hurt.
But I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm innocent.
In either one of the fights, you know, so his left eye, I want to say, was in Antonio Moran's. No, right eye in Antonio Moran's fight, and then against Lomachenko, he injured his left eye. So he's susceptible to get hit in the eyes, you know. And these are back to back, so that's not a good sign. Cause you know, his next opponent is gonna be Teofimo gonna put the balls to him. But yeah. So Antonio Moran. Another thing about Antonio Moran, that opponent, and while I think this is a bit exaggerated, but it is something to note. Devin Haney knocked out Antonio Moran. So and he knocked out Antonio Moran, which I think is very crazy, because it's not the fact that Devin Haney's a good fighter, but the fact that he knocked out somebody. What's the thing? What they say about Devin Haney, that he's pillow fisted, and you know, he's pillow. I think that's greatly exaggerated. While I don't think Devin Haney is strong, I think his lack of power is exaggerated a bit. I don't think he's hit softly, but I definitely don't think he has power. And for him to knock somebody out, and for somebody to go the distance with him years later, I think that's telling, a little bit telling on Jamaine Ortiz, that maybe he's not the best at closing out, you know what I'm saying? So I think it would have looked much better if he would have knocked out, not really knocked him out, yeah, knocked him out or stopped Antonio Moran. That's just my opinion. So he doesn't have that killer instinct, I would say. But his nickname is the Technician, right? And he definitely earned that, because he could go from orthodox to southpaw, you know, effortlessly, quite seamlessly as well. You know, sometimes he just switches. You know, he's very good at that. But you know who else is good at that? Teofimo Lopez, who will be his opponent, man. Now, what they both have in common, they both have one loss in common. They both only have one loss. Of course, Jamaine Ortiz coming to Vasily Lomachenko. Teofimo Lopez is coming to George Kambosos by split decision. Now, with Kambosos, a lot of people say that, oh, well, you know, it was a close fight. Teofimo could have won. I don't think so. I think Kambosos, he won clearly. Now, if you want to argue that Teofimo Lopez didn't put his best foot forward, he didn't look the best, you know, I like Teofimo Lopez, man. He's a very well put together fighter. I think he's a very complete fighter. He gives you angles, gives you combinations. He has speed, he has power, he has a killer instinct, he has everything, man. He has a showmanship. But I think that people give him the benefit of the doubt too much when it comes to, oh, he didn't come in the best. He had a close fight with Sandor Martin. Oh, it wasn't the best Teofimo. He had a close fight with George Kambosos when he lost. It wasn't Teofimo at 100%. Well, if that's the case, that he's not always coming in at 100%. That might be his flaw. Maybe he doesn't always come in at his best, or maybe these people that he struggled with were tailor-made for him. Maybe for whatever reason they gave him trouble. You know, we need to stop discrediting these opponents. You know, because I definitely think Teofimo Lopez is a great fighter. You know, in my opinion, out of Abdul Tank Wahid, formerly known as Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, Ryan Garcia, Subriel Matias, I think Tank is the best. I think Teofimo's second best. That's just my opinion. So I think he's a very good fighter, but you know, the caveat with him is that you don't know if he's coming in at his best or what version of Teofimo Lopez you're gonna get, you know. So that's just something that you gotta account for when it comes to Teofimo. So with all that being said, I think, you know, when they both fought Vasily Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez gave you no doubt that he beat Vasily Lomachenko. That was, you know what I'm saying? I think he outshined Lomachenko with speed to call a lot of people off guard. His speed was crazy. His twitchiness was crazy. His reflexes were crazy. You know, he didn't fall for the angles and stuff like that that, you know, most fighters, including Jamaine Ortiz, fall for when it comes to Vasily Lomachenko. So I think that Teofimo Lopez really, from having comparable opponents or common opponents, I think Teofimo Lopez stands out. When it comes to the power department, I think he stands out, shines a little more than Jamaine Ortiz. When it comes to the reflexes and quickness, I think he shines outside Jamaine Ortiz. And with I will say also with endurance and stamina, I think I also lean towards Teofimo Lopez over Jamaine Ortiz. The only thing about Jamaine Ortiz I give him is that he's consistent. A game, Jamaine Ortiz would beat a Teofimo Lopez that comes in lackluster, you know what I'm saying, come in lackadaisical, he's in trouble. But if they're both on their A game, I go with Teofimo Lopez. And with that, keeping that in mind, I will bet, if I'm gonna bet on somebody, I'm gonna bet on them as if they're gonna be at their A game, at their best. So at their best, and they're both at their best, I think Teofimo Lopez potentially even knocks out Jamaine Ortiz. I'll say by the 8th round. I think he gets a not a KO, but a TKO stoppage in the 8th round. That's what I'm guessing. I'm not gonna put my money on the round stoppage, but I'm gonna definitely put my money on Teofimo Lopez to win this fight convincingly. I think his pressure is gonna be too much. I think his angle is gonna be too much. I think his combinations and his in and out. You know, his ability to go in and out, and his agility and his stamina. You know, he's gonna be on. I think once he gets Jamaine Ortiz hurt, whether it's in the left eye or the right eye, and he's susceptible to both because he does get hit. You know, Teofimo Lopez, those crazy vicious hooks. So I anticipate him to. Once he gets him hurt, he's gonna turn it on, man. I don't think he's gonna be relentless. He's not gonna back off of Jamaine Ortiz, and I'm not sure Jamaine Ortiz can handle that pressure like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my personal opinion. Like I said, once again, I'm not gonna bet on the round count on this one because I'm not sure what Teofimo Lopez I'm gonna get. But either way, I think Teofimo Lopez is gonna be too much for Jamaine Ortiz at this point. Yeah, so that's what I'm going with, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Who y'all have, Teofimo Lopez or Jamaine Ortiz? Am I missing something to account for that went unaccounted for when it comes to evaluating these two gentlemen? I think I was pretty thorough. Like I said, the only issue for me, Teofimo Lopez, is that, well, the only two issues is that I don't know if Teofimo Lopez is gonna be at his best. I think he will be because all the talk that he has and that he's been everything he's been saying leading up to the fight, he's convinced me that he's in tip-top shape, that he's coming in to wreck some things, and yeah, so that's really it. I think that was my only reservations, what kind of Teofimo Lopez I'm gonna get. I really think the biggest concern is not if Teofimo Lopez is gonna win, but how, in what fashion, and when he's gonna win. Shout out to Jamaine Ortiz. Not to discredit Jamaine Ortiz at all. I think he's a very good boxer. Go check out my lightweight tier list between 135 and 140. Go check that out. I posted that on YouTube as well. I ranked them all. I have so you can see what tier I put Jamaine Ortiz at and what tier I put Teofimo Lopez at. I definitely had Teofimo Lopez at S tier, and I believe I had Jamaine Ortiz at B tier. So I definitely gonna go with the S tier on this one, man. I appreciate y'all rocking me as always. Don't forget to like the video and let me know if my advice works, man. Let me get you some money. Some people have hit me back and say, hey, man, I appreciate you, bro. Your prediction worked. You got me some paper. So big salute, man. Appreciate y'all listening to my advice. But look, I'm not saying I'm always right, but I'm saying I'm a doctor, got my PhD, and that means I'm a research, I'm a research scientist. What that mean? That means I do my research. I'm not bragging. I'm just letting you know what it is. I do my research. I do my analysis. I'm very thorough. So I'm gonna just give you the information that I've gathered. And whether you want to listen to me, that's all you. Don't blame me if I ever be wrong. I'm not saying I'm 100% right now. I'm not no prognosticator. I'm not no I'm not no psychic, but I just use the information that I have. I put it forth to the best of my ability, and I feed that information to y'all, man. So y'all let me know if y'all appreciate it. I appreciate y'all. God bless. Remember, with God, I can do anything. Without God, I'm nothing. We out. Peace. Love y'all. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.